Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. Um, Videotapes, VHS tapes, okay, is the one format of a few that sometimes people put mega hours on them. So, everyone goes, oh, I don't know how much time's on them, so forth. So, standard play here, 2 hours, long play, 4 hours, super long play, or it's called extended play, EP, is 6 hours. Sometimes you get eight. I've even seen 9 hour tapes. Kodak had a 9 hour tape they did a prototype on. They never released it, but a Kodak employee had 9 hour tapes brought to me. He said they were never released to the market, but 9 hours. And of course, he jammed them full with 9 hours. Now, this is standard in the industry. 2 hour, like my pricing is based on 2 hour tapes. So whether you've got half hour or 2 hours, I don't know. Just rewind them and let them roll. If they're full from beginning to end, they're 2 hours and 3 minutes and change, not 2 hours. And if they're long play, they're 4 hours, 6 minutes, and so forth. So there's always a bit of a 3 minute thing on the end. Now, I have to time these tapes out to make sure just what's going on. Now, the telltale sign is when they have these dates on them. So this says start July 22nd, 1995 to October 10th, 1995. Now, what a lot of people did in the day, if they had the smaller camcorder tapes, would transfer them from the camcorder to a full-size VHS. So you could combine like four tapes onto one. And also, if you've got the VCR in your living room, then you've got, you can access them rather than having to get the camera and hook that up to your VCR and all this kind of stuff. So it was kind of also making a backup copy of it as well. If you were like my dad, he used to reuse the tapes and he was always about quality and all that kind of crap. But he would record over and over and over the 8mm tapes, put them on VHS tape, go, right, I'm just going to record over, which degrades the quality when you start recording over stuff. But timing them out. So this is the part where if you do want to know how much time's on them, the way you have to have a counter on your VCR. Some VCRs don't have counters, but what you do is you fast forward it all the way to the end, then eject it because that resets the counter. So I have fast forwarded it, and I'll stop it here. I'm just going to fast forward it. See this counter here? Oh, that isn't all the way to the end. Okay, so it is to the end now. So if I hit fast forward, it's going to show a time on it. Yeah, 33 seconds. Okay, so when you eject it, it resets the counter. Sometimes VCRs have a counter reset button. Easiest way here is just to eject it. If it wants to eject, come on. Oof. Oof. Yeah, whenever it gets stuck in there, it's like, oh no. Got to take it off, take all the screws out. That's why VCRs don't have screws in the side, because it happens constantly. Okay, so you hit stop, so it's not going to play, and then you hit rewind. Now, if I've got the remote to this one, there is a button. I'm going to let that see, look, it's counting right now. So if the counter's running, it means there's recorded footage on there. These Panasonics, they do rewind very fast, relatively. And if I had the remote sitting around, there's an even faster setting on the remote. It says Jet Rewind. Sounds fancy. So timing this out, and I can usually tell whether it's going to be SP just by the sound. And I'm going to keep this video running here. So yeah, it's starting to slow down. So this is going to be... And usually then I can start to tell what the habits were of the customer. Here we go. See, look, 2 hours and 3 minutes and change. There we go. 2:03:18. So if you do hit this button, see, look, it just shows it right there. And now if I eject this, it's going to show all the way. So all the footage is on the left-hand side. That's how you tell. And then sometimes when I rewind them, they come, because these tapes are old, they come off the spool, they unstick, and then that is inside. So you got to get all the screws and unscrew them, and oh my God, it's a pain in the ass. And this is why all these shitty box companies here are scamming people because they want all the money, but they don't want to do the work. So if your tape breaks or is broken, even this little tab on the top here, this thing here is kind of broken. It won't go back. They don't touch it. They don't transfer it. They put a sticker on it going, sorry, can't transfer it. Now, these are the supposed video transfer experts. No, they're trying to get money for nothing because you see these cheap prices and now their VCRs are knackered. They're overwhelmed with work. They can't get staff. They're like, how can we keep profits up and, carry on with status quo? They can't. So what they've come up with now is this scam where if there's anything, any tracking issues, any mold, anything wrong with these tapes, like this stupid little thing here is missing at the top. The tape is still fine. They put a sticker on it and say, nah, can't transfer it due to environmental. They put a sticker on it. I've got it in my other videos. And you can't even hardly read what it says. I think I've got loads of videos on it, but I've got some of these crappy stickers sitting around. Here we go. Here's one. Yeah, you try and read that. I mean, tiny, teeny. This one just says, due to the age of this media, there were existing quality issues on the item that may be reflected in the digital copy as well. That's a bullshit sticker because what it is, they're putting your tapes in or people's tapes in and their heads aren't clean or they're misaligned heads or they're just completely knackered heads. And then the tape can't be read because the head is absolutely screwed. The head is right here, that thing right there. This one's defunct, and so is that one. But they need to be, here we go. They need to be clean, maintained, replaced on all players. For them to be readable. So it's like trying to see clearly through a dirty pair of glasses smeared in peanut butter. And look at this. This is why I clean. Not only I clean these tapes before they go in. I don't know if you can see like all the dust. This is all filthy stuff. It's been left out in a garage somewhere. It's like you just run your finger along it, and it's dirty. And all these discs here, they're all hopefully. I haven't even opened this yet. Things are broken. These discs aren't finalized. Thankfully, they're not too scratched. So I have to deal with all of the aftermath of neglect for the last 30, 40 plus years on videotapes where they've just been not stored correctly. They've got, all the grime and spider webs and dead bugs and all sorts in them. And then, so when I clean them up and blow compressed air on them, all that crap isn't going into the VCR and clogging the heads and wearing. It's like sandpaper. Now, all these other companies out there, these crappy, shitty online box companies and regular mom and pop video transfer companies, they're not doing this stuff. That's why there's so many unhappy people going on about the crappy video quality, is because they're not look at this. Look, that is on the tape. That all goes inside the VCR. And then, so you might look at your tapes and go, they are pristine. I've taken good care of them. People are very proud when they start talking about all this stuff. They're like, I've taken such good care. They're going to be great. No, they're not. Because think of bath water. So there's a clean bath water, and somebody that's been out sweating in grime and everything gets in that bath water, and now it's just brown and gross. And now you're like, oh yeah, you get in it. Your tapes are taking a bath with everyone else's bath water, so your stuff goes in. But before that was a filthy, dusty, dirty tape. Look at this, just dust and all sorts of crap. I don't know if you can make that out in the video. And so your pristine stuff is now mixing with all of the grime off of these tapes, and that's why it looks like crap. And I'll show you here what crap is. Here we go. 1 second. And I will show you some redo jobs. of exactly what I'm talking about, because everybody out there just thinks everybody is the same and this is going to just come off perfectly. No, that's crap. This is what you get back.
Yeah, you can see.
If that's the case, and then the redo is clear. So, you kind of do your. I mean, it goes on and on. Let's have a look here, and these are the same tapes. So, let's have a look. Play them side by side. These are the same tapes. And you tell me, but that was $9. You charge me 25, 30. What. And what one would you rather have? If I spent a nickel on that, it would be a waste of time. So yeah, you get what you pay for, and that's why I have this channel. Is I am beating home again and again in these videos for consumer awareness, because I'm so sick and tired of having to redo work from other companies, and these people on these Facebook ads that are just legacy box, $9 a tape, and all you read in the comments is everyone just crying about all the problems. And they're just getting away with it because people just keep giving them money and falling for it. I've got a company here in Phoenix, and I will not say their name, but I've got a lady calling and texting me right now because she can't get her stuff back. And this guy, I had to get a job a couple of weeks ago not from this guy. I had to get it back. This right here, this was stuck for 3 months with no quote at a company in Phoenix, and I'm not going to say their name again, but it begins with A. So you can do your research there, and if you are that guy, yeah, just fix your situation. I don't know. I'm sick of having to listen to stories. A lady today is texting me. She's been back and forth with this guy. Oh, I want to give you an update. Update on what? Like, you could have chose me, but now you chose this other person who screwed you over, and now I got to hear about it. I just no. Read Google reviews. So again and again, in the end of all my videos, I don't care whether you give your stuff to me, but go to Google, do your common sense research, and look up companies and make sure they've got a 5.0 with hundreds of reviews. Make sure they have a YouTube channel. This day and age, zero reason why the owners of companies can't pick up their phone like me and make a video showing their premises, showing that they care. And this is customers from all over the world that send me their stuff. I am bricks and mortar. This is another thing. I see Facebook ads with companies that have got PO boxes, and they got PO box addresses, and they're like, "Where's my stuff?" Like, they don't know where their stuff is. They don't know where it's being done, who's doing it. But yet people just keep handing over the only copy of their home movies to faceless companies on Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And it just blows my mind every single time. I've had 3 calls today from potential customers. I tell them a price, $800. I mean, you probably spent $5,000 on the cameras back in the day, and they're like, oh, and hang up. Meanwhile, they get someone to do it for 500, and then 3 months later, they still haven't got their stuff back, and it's being held hostage, which is what happens with this local company here in Phoenix. And they're crying. They're like, "Oh my God, please. I've been there 5 times. He's never there. I can't get hold of him." Da 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 da. Guys, seriously, all the red flags in the world, and you're still handing over the only copy of your precious home movies. You might as well throw them in the trash, because that's honestly, I tell people, I'm like, go to a quality company or put it in that there, because it's crazy what I'm more and more having to hear all this stuff. So anyway, you've heard it from me here first, my usual bitching and ranting about this entire industry and the state it's in. So yeah, anyway, enough of my ranting. All the best. Cheers.